The aim of this experiment is to verify the law of conservation of mass in a chemical reaction. The material required for this experiment is, you'll be requiring a solution of barium chloride, a solution of sodium sulfate, a conical flask, test tube and a cork. You will also need a small thread to hang the test tube inside the conical flask. So the apparatus is to be set up like this. In the conical flask, put a measured volume of barium chloride solution, and in the test tube, put some sodium sulfate solution and hang it with the help of a thread and a cork as shown in this image. Now we have to weigh the setup after completing it like this, and after that shake the entire setup in such a way that the test tube drops down into the barium chloride solution, so that barium chloride and sodium sulfate, they mix together. And when this happens, a reaction will take place between barium chloride, that is BaCl2, and sodium sulfate, that is Na2SO4, and the products formed would be barium sulfate, that is BaSO4, along with sodium chloride. So a chemical reaction will happen and products will be formed, and after that we will weigh the setup again, and the observation will be that the total mass of the reactants before the reaction and the total mass of the products, of course along with the apparatus after the reaction, is the same. Let us see how this experiment will be performed now. Based on the experiment that we saw just now, we observed that the total mass of the apparatus and the mass of the reactants, and after the reaction the total mass of the apparatus and the mass of the products was the same. So capital M plus M1, where capital M is the mass of the apparatus and M1, small m1, is the mass of the reactants, is equal to capital M again, that is the mass of the apparatus, plus M2, which is the mass of the products. So the conclusion that can be drawn is that the mass of the reactants before a chemical reaction is equal to the mass of the products after the chemical reaction.